Okay. I'm not sure if Ezra stepped away for a moment. I'm not sure, but we're going to get you spotlighted right here in just a minute, Bella. There we go. Thanks for your patience. So it is Bella or Belinda's uh, time, and she is going to do a Q&A. So get all your questions out and let's just start giving them to her. All right, it's yours, Belinda.
Okie dokie. Sorry, I had a big message saying I needed to unmute right in the middle of my screen. I couldn't get rid of it. Hello. It's great to be here. Can everybody hear me?
I can.
Perfect. So thank you. Thank you to both Monique and to Christy for inviting me back this year. Um, Those of you who were here last year know that I actually showed you how to coffee stain your paper in the kitchen with either um, granulated coffee or fresh coffee that you grind and make with a machine. So this year I decided I've gone really big into digital making myself. It's a fairly new thing for me in the form of making them as printables. I'm not new to the digital making design world because as a designer, everything is now done digitally. And when I originally started designing, I was a graphic designer back in South Africa. So let me sort of backtrack a little bit. I'm from South Africa, grew up there, Cape Town, it's a beautiful place. And 6 years ago, my husband's company relocated us to Berlin. And I had been a fine art teacher in Cape Town with my own studio for 20 years, teaching adults to paint everything from it started as tablecloths, fabric painting, morphed into fine art and mixed media. And also during that time, I was guest teaching at scrapbook stores because before my son was born, just over 20 years ago, I started scrapbooking because I'm an avid photographer. And I avoided scrapbooking like the plague because I knew once I went down that rabbit hole, I was a goner. And so I started scrapbooking. And then, yeah, so that's what I was doing on my weekends. I was guest teaching scrapbooking and mixed media. And fast forward to living in Berlin. Some of you know me from Lady Vagabond. I designed Lady Vagabond for Stamperia, and I was with them for 2 wonderful years. And then I went on my own. Um, and so, yes, rabbit holes are bad, Michelle. I go down them and I don't come up for air. Um, Hi, Sarah from the UK. So, yes, that's where I'm at. I'm currently designing stamps, stencils, papers, and so on for a company called Funky Fossil in the UK. And so everything now is done digitally. When I studied as a graphic designer, there were no computers. Well, there were computers, but they were really expensive. I certainly couldn't afford one. And design was all done on Apple Mac, which was seriously out of my price range. When I started working for a company, they had literally the year that I joined them, they went from some of you might know those black screens with either the green or the orange writing on them, DOS, where you had to start to save everything. And if you didn't, well, you started again. So I'm from that generation. So I've had to teach myself digitalization, um, falling over my own words. And so I've been working digitally for a long time. Although Stamperia miraculously actually wanted hand-drawn designs. So the supervisor, my granny's dresser, writing desk, etc., was all done by hand. Just sorry, my husband's talking to me. Just give me. My husband's just checking, saying she hasn't pressed recording. I said she hasn't stopped recording. She's got one long recording going on. Um, because my studio is a little piece pinched off from the rest of the flat by the calyx units behind me. I have a 2 meter by 4 meter, which is what, just over 6 foot by, I don't know, 15-foot studio. That's the space I work in. So to get back to what I was saying, which was what? What was I saying before you interrupted me? Um, so I was talking about designing, etc., etc. Okay, well, we'll just carry on. Yes, Michelle's also in the corner of the living room. Yes, you'll pinch a space anywhere, even if it's a dining room table. I know. Even though, so for teaching, when I'm kitting, I often take over the entire dining room, lounge, everywhere. I was talking about digitalization. Thank you. So I thought to myself, I do everything digitally, and with the world going slightly mad recently, a lot of companies are struggling to import things due to tariffs, etc., etc. I know Brexit made things difficult, so I thought, well, at least with digitals, there's no stock involved because I have a hard enough time just prepping and kitting for the classes that I do. It's a lot of physical time involved and labor involved. And so the lady that I work for, Sarah at Funky Fossil, she just spends her whole life ordering stock, selling stock, packing the orders, shipping the orders, and that's a hamster wheel I don't want to get on. I'm glad I just do the designing for her and she does all that hard work. So this whole going digital thing is quite exciting. It's something very new for me, and so I've started it off to coincide with this event. As with most of us, you need a deadline, and because I work for myself, I needed to make a line in the sand, and I used this event as my line in the sand to get myself organized. And oh, thanks, Christie's put the link to my website on in the chat. And yeah, I was also saying thanks, Sarah, that I was Stamperia actually asked for drawings, hand drawings. So they were not digital, which was quite interesting. And I think in this time now of AI, being able to actually hand draw and design is quite important. Yes, I have my paint water mug and not paint water. My not paint water one's in the dishwasher because I used it for coffee. So I made these mugs because, yes, I'm so guilty of washing my brush in my coffee or trying to drink my paint water. Um, so yeah. And so here I find myself in the wonderful world of digital, which can now reach everybody as long as you have a printer. And I thought I would take you through a little bit of how I design stuff and then also walk you through, I don't know if you've been in the group this morning for some of you, evening for me at 7 p.m. here in Berlin. I have posted photographs of all the pages that I've done in this journal, which I'll talk through now. But I wanted to start with the paper that I use and the printing, because one thing that I have found when I'm making whatever it is, whether it's the ephemera, whether it's the paper, when I just print it on normal copy paper, it's fine, but it's kind of dull. And what I did some research, and there is having just been to Australia, this really tickled me. Koala paper. This is what I happen to use. the 140 gram. I do have the thicker one, but my printer struggles to pull it through consistency. I have to kind of help it through. So these are the same settings on my printer, just printed on normal paper and on the matte photo paper. So you can see there is quite a difference just in that alone. So I made myself a little notes on the top when I was printing. Then the next thing I did is I changed the setting from plain paper. I left it on plain paper and output high quality. And you can see a slight difference in color. This is slightly richer. This is the higher quality. And then I changed, so I leave the same output, high quality, and I changed it to photo paper. And I'm going to drop this one now and put that one in front. And you can see a huge difference in the depth that you get once you put your printer on the photo paper. Even in the plain denim. So for me, that is something that's important to tell you guys because it can completely change how a printout looks depending on your paper, actual paper, and then your printer settings. So that's something to investigate when you are using your printer and doing these printouts. If you're a junk journaler, obviously it's neither here nor there because you're not really using printouts. Or you might, I don't know. Everybody is so different, and that is why I absolutely love this. So I'm going to just show you, this is the page that I did in the class that you have in the video today. And it's using a combination of paint, stencils, stamping, and then cutouts. So these flowers are part of the newsletter freebie. So if you sign up to my newsletter, you get this junk journal printout that comes with lots and lots and lots of different pages, and you can put it together in your own way. And it comes with what I call an ephemera page. And I've probably chopped all of mine up now because I've been playing up a storm. In the artisan pass, I have an extra ephemera page. So this is the extra ephemera page that I have added to the artisan pass. Okay. And so what I've done is I have used the flowers from the freebie and I've put them all together. This is one of the clusters that I will be talking about tomorrow in the Artisan Pass, how I actually build and create clusters that can stand alone, and then you can add them anywhere to your project. So this is the class, and included in your class is this coffee stained paper. So what I've done for you this year is I have supplied the printable so that you're not faced with what I call scary white Arctic paper. So do I use an inkjet or laser? I use inkjet. I have the Epson, no, I'm dyslexic. Let's get these numbers in the right order. ET2821. It's the EcoTank one that you fill with the bottles. Kelly's saying the other thing you want to think about when doing junk journals is you might not want the vibrancy. So exactly, if you're doing it for more vintage or muted tones, then just normal copy paper is absolutely fine. And then, yes, I bought my koala, not my Australian one, the paper, on Amazon. And of course, my Amazon is in German. Neni's saying she's played with different papers, cardstock, and also with different print settings. Yes, it's very important. And then that knowing your tools makes a big difference as to how you get the output done. Okay, so this doesn't exist in anywhere. I made it for myself. I just happen to love the fact that the artisan pass this year, or no, the graphics this year are nice and pink. Pink is not my favorite color. Turquoise is. We'll get onto that just now. So here I have, if you watch the video, I'm not going to go through all of this because this you can watch yourselves and see how I've done it. But what I thought I would do is include in this chit chat some other ways that I've used what is available to you from myself and the other teachers in this event. So again, these are the freebies. I've used Tim Holtz's flower stems from his flowers. I've used some stamps, and the kind of stamps that I like to collect and use for journaling are, let's see if we don't have a glare, textual ones, what I call fillers. So I've used the art and imagine and create on this one over here. And remembering, stamps don't always have to be done in black ink. A lot of, like, I notice a lot of times people reach for black. You can use your oxides to stamp. They stamp beautifully. Permanent ink pads come in lots of different colors other than black. Obviously, when I first started, black was sort of the main color. I've been stamping since high school, and I won't tell you how long that is. It's before computers. And then here, what I've done is I have used Annette Kessler. She, for her journal, had these ephemera pieces, and I have used them over here. Mary, we have the same genre. And I've used Annette's piece here. This is actually a proper piece of book paper, and this is from Annette's, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, from her journal kit. This is book paper, and then this is from a old, what were those books you used to, like a map book for how to get around. I've combined what I call junk. So I think of myself as more of an art journaler than a junk journaler, as in I don't use a lot of like the envelopes and things like that. I do like the vintage books and the vintage cards and all those kind of things. But I'm kind of what I call a hybrid. Because I use junk in my art journaling. So that is, and I use a lot of Tim's inks. So I've used Tim's inks there. Okay, let's get to the next page. Here I've got Christie's paper, her watercolor sea paper. Christy, I think, is this from your because I was busy in the artisan pass. I'm not sure if this is only in the artisan pass, Christy.
Sorry, yes, it's in the artisan pass.
Okay, so this is only available in the artisan pass, but I just, for those of you who have bought the artisan pass, I wanted to show you just how I've used some of her pieces. She's got lots and lots of different ephemera and papers and so on. I've even made a little place that you can write, that you can put pictures, whatever it is, that's sort of like a hidden journaling spot. And again, I've used the paper, which is pre-printed with the coffee stain on. And I'll get back to you now, Mary, in a second about that question. So I'm combining the printouts. I'm combining, and this one I haven't really done any stamping, but I've got some book paper that I have repeated 3 times. And I've got the cutouts from the ephemera. Mary says, I saw your comment earlier that you're a living steampunk girl. I'm curious about how you would define steampunk. So steampunk is the elevator version. Let's give you the short elevator version. It is the age of Victorians. So imagine Victorians in their top hats and tails and, corsets and so on, looking into the future, like almost science fiction. So it is essentially supposed to be, and there's no, well, there are some people that like to do steampunk police, like there's journal police and paper police. Essentially, we are supposed to use the things that were available to the Victorians. So brass, leather, copper, no plastic. And of course, that isn't always possible. Those things are expensive. So quite often you take plastic goggles and you paint them to look like brass or copper. So we do a lot of paint techniques on things. We do a lot of recycling of clothes and upcycling of objects. We scour vintage markets for things that we can put together and make them look like they are items that could possibly work. So that is kind of the idea when you are creating steampunk things. There's a sort of staying in the movement of steampunk where we don't like steampunk sneeze. In other words, don't take a whole lot of gears and just shove them on something randomly to call it steampunk. Putting a gear on something doesn't make it steampunk. It technically should look like the gears would interlock, like they could possibly turn and make something happen. So yes, we don't do gear sneeze. So yeah, that's what the movement of steampunk is. And in fact, you can see my hat behind me. This is a vintage top hat that I wear, especially through airports. They love it because it's collapsible. See? No hat. Hat. So you'll see me on my website. I wear this. I travel with this. I teach in this. I'm not wearing my full-on corset today because, well, it's horrible to sit in. Okay, Israel will be right back. No problem. So yeah, that's steampunk, and I have all the outfits. Steampunk is very vintage, and I love vintage. I think I was born at the wrong time. I love my granny's tea set. I love all those things. So anything vintage is so me. So funny enough, my next page is the steampunk one by Michelle. So I don't know if Michelle is still here to see it because her video is off. But so what I've done is I've taken some of her paper. I have cut that out. Glad you love it. I've had such fun. When I saw this, I was like, oh. So I've taken some of her paper. I've cut things out. I've used the leftover pieces from what came away from both these and her, and I have die cut these gears. And you can see how I have overlapped them and tried to make them look like they would possibly connect. And then I've layered them on top of the stamping over here so that they still integrate with that. And then I've done the same up here. So I've got stamping underneath, I've got the gears over the top, and underneath the stamping, I've got some stencil work of pipes. So, and then this is an alphabet design that I did for Funky Fossil. It's all the letters in pipes. So this is a stamp set that I designed, yes, Mary. Unfortunately, I think it is sold out now on Funky Fossil, but you might find it somewhere else in the world. There were lots of shops that did buy it in. So again, I have taken something that you guys all have access to. I've cut it all up, rearranged it, and then layered it. Layer, layer, layer. So we've got the printing layer, stencil layer, stamped layer, die cut layer, ephemera layer. And Lastly, this is from the Artisan Pass page, as well as from the freebie from the newsletter sign up. And what I've done here is I've used this pocket from the freebie. I've taken the cover of the junk journal and I've used it on the back because this, when you print it out, just prints, there's nothing on the back. Or you could put the coffee paper or something else on the back. I have stapled the, can focus. I've stapled the ribbon on. It's a velvet ribbon. I have glued this pocket in the middle over here so that these don't flop and fall out. If you ever have a pocket that has has the tabs and what you're putting in is very thin and it's too loose, what I do is actually just glue the pocket directly to the page, as in I cut the tabs off. So because the tabs give extra depth, it's great if you're putting a mini booklet or something in that's going to be the full size, but it does want to fall out quite a lot because you can't really tuck something very tightly. So just test on a scrap piece of paper whether if you give it the tabs or if you glue it straight, if it's going to work. Just with scrap paper you can do that test. So this is how I've got them behaving themselves and not falling everywhere. This is I've just double-sided tape glued that onto one of the other printout pages from the mini journal. This is one of the clusters I have added. And on here, I don't have any stamping, but I have 2 lots of stencil work. And I have got the buttons that I'm using to lead your eye around the journal page. So something that I do quite a lot of is I work in odd numbers. So I work in 1, 3, 5. Obviously, it can't always be done. So I've got 3 yellow buttons. I've got 3 yellow ribbons. I've only got 1 piece of the thread over here. I have 3 visual groupings, and it's known as the visual triangle. And it doesn't have to be an equilateral triangle. It just has to help to lead your eye around the page. Let's go back and have a look. This is where I broke the rules. I've got 2 and I've got 1. So that's an individual, but there's enough going on over here. And I've got the gears sort of leading your eye around the page. Good afternoon, Susan. So Michelle is there. She's cleaning up the mess she created an hour ago. Oh, I know it well. It's called a Bermuda Triangle. So when I'm sort of putting my pages together, I tend to sort of, even if I'm not working in what's called the visual triangle with 3 very definite objects, I have stamped in 3 places here in the background. I've got the very subtle pipe work that I've brought across the entire page. So it's subtly in the background. And yes, I've made sort of a path of gears to follow through. Going back a page. So on this page, because we've got the flap in it, I've took this wording from it's a friend of mine. She's also South African. I want to call her Marta. It's not. She has an M. My name starts with an M. This is what I do. This is my dyslexic brain. Marlene. Art by Marlene. So these words were from her ephemera book. And then, as I said, these are from Annette Kessler. Did I ghost stamp those gears pipes in the background to get the lighter tone? No, I used pumice stone oxide through my stencil. So it was a very light ink that I chose to use. My chair is pretty. Thank you. It's fabric from IKEA. I covered it. This was my dad's old office chair. So I've then got the flip over, and so I have used 3 tickets, as in 1, 2, 3 on this side. And then here I've got 2 separate single tickets. I've got the butterflies linking up. I have got the torn map paper in 3 places. I have got the torn dictionary paper linking up. So I had it in 3 places, and then Annette very kindly also added some more writing paper. So I used that to link in as well. So I do a lot of linking up. Where are those from? Which is, Kev, which is those? These tickets, they were from Annette's junk journal kit. So she has the butterflies, she has these tickets and this little square, she has this strip. So they were on her ephemera in her kit. That's with today's journal lesson, I think. And then going back this way, I've got circles, making the visual triangle. I've got the yes. I've got the banners in 3s. I have not got another set of wording because I didn't feel like it needed anything else, but I've got the book paper in 3. I have only got 2 shells, but it works. This is what I mean by you don't have to always stick to that rule. You know, rules, what are rules? They're guidelines. Suggestions, as my friend calls it. Now we need to go the other way. Yeah, I think I just missed that one. I had missed that one. And here we have 3 again. 3 of the flowers, 3 of the circles. I have framed it with the dotty stencil work. Got more flowers in the stencil work over there that kind of link up with these flowers. So it's building the layers. And then the one that I did in the video, very obvious visual triangle going on there. And then I have stenciled in 3 places. I have stamped in 3 places. So those are the little tricks that just help to move your eye around your composition and from one page to the other. So are there any other questions? Is anybody struggling with anything that they'd like help with? 3 is the magic number. An odd number is a magic number, yes. Oh, that was the one thing that I wanted to say. When I design my printables, something that I do is I print them so you can print them back to back so that you don't have to glue your pages together, because of exactly what Michelle was saying earlier. When you glue something together that's going to be folded, so like her envelope, for example, where she had the inside piece to attach, as soon as you try and fold that, it wants to buckle and bubble. So I've designed all the pages so that they are smaller on the front, so there will be a gap here between my name, and then bigger at the back. And of course, I don't have an example with me, do I? No. Somebody was asking, how long will the videos be available to watch? Christy?
Yeah, so all the Q&A videos will be, and that this is one of them, will be on the Junk Journal Retreat YouTube channel indefinitely. We usually release these ones for free for anyone who wants to watch them again, because our Q&As tend to be extra teaching almost always. So, yeah.
Yeah, was she talking about this video or was she talking about the videos on the website if you're only on the free sign up?
Okay. So if you're only on the free sign up, these videos are, or the day's videos are open to watch for 24 hours. And so usually it's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I mean, 9 a.m. the next day, sorry. Um, but because Monique's did not get posted until, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 6 yesterday, that one's going to be open for longer. So if you want to watch that, you can go to the day one videos because it's still in there. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and then Kelly, I think it takes a little while for these videos to be downloaded, edited,
Hmm.
and then uploaded to YouTube. So once Christy and Monika got that done, it'll be up as soon as possible. But it's a physical thing that takes time through the process. YouTube takes its precious time.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to show you guys. So when I said I do a lot of things myself, this is my example of actual physical denim stitched. So I do a lot of the stuff myself. This is another example of like how I got this bottom of my jeans that I chopped off. I put it on I'm just using the cardboard from the back of a paper pad. I put double-sided tape from top to bottom to hold the jeans tight, and then I've put crackle paint on, for example. So a lot of what I use in my papers is real things. So my downloads that are available at the moment on my shop, let's just show you. This is the original beautiful cover. And you can see it's so damaged. You can see right through over here. It's cracked and damaged. But again, there are various, and I will be doing videos. So what I'm also going to be doing is once this event is over, I'll be doing a lot more videos on my YouTube channel and Facebook. And this is also what I meant by doing tests of different colors and different settings. I mean, I've made notes here. Plus, you can also change the scale of something in your printing settings. So like these all have slightly different looks to them depending on what setting. So this is photo paper with the high quality setting, and it's gone quite dark in comparison to the original book that I scanned it from. Plus, even what I'm looking at on my screen is different. Something that I find very interesting, red is the hardest color for a camera to capture. So, yeah, it never comes out. What you see in real life, and when you take a photograph of something or when you scan something that is red and then you print it, it's going to be completely different again. So that is just something to be aware of. Red and like blues, certain blues, like the bluebell blue, which is almost a purple blue, that is very hard for a camera to capture accurately with detail in it. So yes, so a lot of my papers and things are from me fiddling around, making the textures, making the things, or going to the vintage market and finding something that I know a lot of countries can't get. I did think it was really funny that I found a French dictionary in my German vintage market. It tickled my sense of humor. So Ella, I don't think you get sent links. You just need to go and check when every now and again in the YouTube channel whether things are up, like the opening event that is already up. I had to watch the rerun. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there for the start, but so yes, you just have to keep checking. What is the best find you've gotten at a thrift store? We don't really have thrift stores here so much as the flea markets and the vintage markets. This, I would say, it was €10. It's original, proper vintage top hat. Um, can you share the best way we can learn from me? I am on YouTube. I'm planning, as I said, I'm doing a lot more YouTube channels, especially now since Facebook is discontinuing their their videos after a month. So videos on Facebook will be for a month and then they disappear. So YouTube, belindabasson.com, Instagram, Belinda_Basson_designs. And then I also have my membership areas. So I have two membership areas going at the moment. The one is the mixed media. And then the other one is the new one that I've just started. And in the Artisan Pass, I have given a discount code for those of you who signed up to the Artisan Pass to be able to join. And when you join any of the memberships, that price you pay at the beginning is the price that stays the same. So that is constant. And even if the price goes up for new people, because there's new content when new people come in over time, because I will be closing the opportunity. I haven't decided quite when. Thank you, Christy, for the links. When I close it so that no more people can join in. And then when I reopen it to new members, the price will go up because, of course, there's so much stuff in there. I've been running my one membership area for nearly 2 years. So there are a lot of videos in there. The art journal one I'm doing once a month because there is a lot of design work and time that has to go into that. So you get at least, in this one, I think there was 6 downloads. And I include my freebies in the membership area just so that everything is all together. Plus, I do videos in the membership area of how to use all the stuff that I have designed. So Ezra is the host again. Are we playing Tag You It? Anybody else got any questions? We have 15 minutes left. Yes, Sarah is one of my members. I see Karen. Karen's also a member. And also I have a Zoom, much like this. In both memberships, there is the same link to Zoom and we sit and craft together. Because so many of us are crafting by ourselves and it's a 24-hour Zoom room. So even if I'm not on, because I mean, look at the time difference now, it's 7:45 in the evening. You guys the American crew can all carry on and then the rest of us from the other side of the pond can go to bed. Yeah, so it's just we craft and chit chat or sometimes just drink coffee or tea. Yeah, it's 24/7 Zoom room. What is that pink thing? That I found when I was teaching on a cruise recently now from Tampa. It is from Panama. It's a makeup. It's supposed to be for makeup, but it's a toolbox that unzips and then cascades out. So it's now my traveling toolbox. Mary's got a page full of notes and ideas, yes. And also, I'm always on the other side of a DM, either on Facebook, a message on my email, bella@belindabasson.com. Somebody said they like my hair. I have pink hair because I lost my best friend to breast cancer 11 years ago. And I was only going to do it for a year. And that's why everybody thinks pink is my favorite color. I love pink. Don't get me wrong. It's probably now on par with my favorite color, which is turquoise. And I said I would do the pink hair for Claire for a year. And after a year, it was just so much a part of me while I'm still doing it. So, yeah, it's me. Like, it's not me without pink hair. Yeah, so that's why I have pink hair. And then hence the pink nails, because when I'm teaching, all you see of me is the pink nails, because that's the bit of me that you um Mary, the photos are all in the group already. I did post them. I think only 2 are showing at the top, and it says see more, and all of them are in one post. So all the photos of today's pages are in the group. And Susan, do you know the group I'm talking about? Christie's Christie's group, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
can
Christie's
grab
or Monique's group?
it's Monique's, and I will grab the link right now.
Yeah, Susan, it is a way to honor my friend and keep her with me. It's true. It is something. And also it brings up the horrible C word in us ladies that don't like to go for those mammograms. They're very important. So it is a way to talk about it. And I think that for her, honors her as well. So thank you, Christy. Yes, so that is the group where you can find all the questions. It's also where you can post your bingo cards. A message for others, please, Belinda. Interested as to whether other participants are using cutting machines in their journaling. Okay, so yes, behind me you can see I've got my brother Scan and Cut. And I have cut, in fact, I did find my page now. Where is it? I did cut the fussy cutting. So this is a lighter printout, but I did cut all of these on my brother Scan and Cut. If it's dark enough to print and it has an outline, you can use the Scan and Cut to cut these things. A lot of what I design, so whether it's the stamps that I do for Funky Fossil, I always make sure that it has a finished outside edge, because when you scan your image into the brother, it means it can cut it out. So yes, I often talk about my brother cutting things. I'm an only child. I don't have a brother. There's my brother. I forget to put in his surname, Scan and Cut. So yes, if you need something straight, or if it's real curvy like those flowers, I'll use my Explore 4. If it's not, fussy cut. Yes. I'm not a personal fan of fussy cutting. It's a means to an end. I do not get any Zen moment, or I do not find it peaceful. I just want to get it done so I can play with the pretty things. Oh, I had 2 tips for you guys that I forgot to share. When I was fussy cutting Annette's things, because I have some more. Let's just take this page out. It's easier than trying to show you the whole thing. This is one of the videos that I've done on my webpage. I've got on my YouTube page. I use these, what I call poly pockets, to store my ephemera in a flip file. And these are all the things that I've taken from the freebies in the group. And Annette has this gorgeous little tag ticket thing that has, I'm going to put it on the white so you can see it. It has these little corners out. If you use your hole punch on those corners, that's the easiest way to get them to look like they haven't been eaten by the local dog. Because that's what happens to me when I try and curve in my scissors. They kind of crunch everything. So, Mary, you lucky person. Does it take SVG files? Yes, it does. So you can design them yourself, or you can purchase them. So the hole punch to get those little edges is, because this is what it prints out like. It has the little white bits there, and then you use your hole punch over the top to do that. I did the same actually with her ticket. Now I'm like Michelle. I've got so much on my desk that I can't find my journal. She has lovely tickets in a strip and these ones. And I used the hole punch for those as well. So I used the hole punch there and there instead of fussy cutting in that. So you just cut a straight strip and then use the hole punch. Um, so yes. Mother's Day, my anniversary, and my birthday all concur in 6 week periods. So it's a present from hubby and all three kids. Awesome. That is nice. It's like friends that have their birthday at Christmas. They get extra big gifts because it's a 2 for 1. Oh well, Michelle, now you know it for next time. Now you'll be looking at everything. Can I use my hole punch? It's also a great way to make a stamped edge, like a fake postage stamp, because you get the punches in different sizes. If I'm patient enough, I do that. Um, so who is next up, Christy? Or are we on lunch?
I think that we are breaking for an hour and then I'm going to be doing the lunch and learn, which is
Okay.
going to be 10 or 20 or 50 different things that you can use, that you can reclaim and use in your junk journal. And yeah, so. And then I think after that will be Cassie or Cassandra Lawrence at 1 o'clock. And then I'll do a Q&A at 2. Yeah. And that's,
I will be long asleep by then, I think. I stayed up way too late last night. This morning I was like, toothpicks.
oh, I'll bet. Yeah, because you stayed up until like midnight last night just
Yeah, it was
watching that.
12:15. And then, of course, by the time you've sorted out the cat and whatever
Yeah.
else, got to bed ready. And I was so like hyped. I'd so enjoyed yesterday that I then lay in bed thinking about everything. I should have just stayed at my desk. Um,
It was really fun yesterday and today. Love this.
I also
so
wanted to
So
throw out, I am more than happy to facilitate in the Zoom for for like that gap time. If people do want to just hang out in here, I am just chilling.
thank you, Ezra. Awesome. Awesome.
thanks, Kelly. It's been great being back.
Well, if anyone has any more questions for Belinda, speak now or forever hold your peace, but not really. You can always go over to you can always go
I'm
over to the
always
group.
around.
Oh, maybe I'll just move my webcam so it's on my cat for the hour. That's my presentation. It would be a welcome presentation for sure.
My cat got into my last class that's coming up for my Friday members this coming week because my project that I was doing was so big I couldn't work on it at this desk. So I had to set up a spare table in the lounge behind me. And he was like, "What is this? Can I sit on it?"
Yep. Can I go inside? Can I?
Yes. Well, he's known as the supervisor online because I didn't even realize back in South Africa when I used to make a lot of really big projects for restaurants and goodness knows what, all steampunk stuff. As I was taking like the latest photograph, like update of whatever I'd done, posting it for my friends on Facebook, the cat was always around me. He was on the chair next to me. He was looking at it. He was asleep in the corner. And I hadn't even noticed until one day I posted a picture without the cat. My friend was, "Is the cat okay? Where's the cat?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" "He's been in every other picture. He's not in this one." I'm like, "Okay, he's fine." So she goes, "The supervisor needs to be in every picture." So that's where
Oh,
he got his
that's
nickname.
so cool. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Loki, my cat, always goes in front of the computer screen and everything, but because the camera is up here, we're lucky if we get to see her tail, go by. So
Okay,
yeah.
bye, Mary.
Bye, Mary. All right, everybody. If we're all good, we can release Bella and stop holding her hostage.
We
And
can go and have dinner. It's 8 p.m.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And don't forget that Monique's video is up on day 1. We're going to have to wait a little longer for day 2. She messaged me and said that her presentation had some technical issues, and so it's going to be a little bit longer, but we'll do the same deal where we'll have it up for 24 hours regardless of what time we
It goes
post
live.
it.
Yeah.
And those of you in the or with the artisan pass that are going tomorrow, this is not going to be the room that you guys will come to. I'll email out a new link, and yeah. Why did she get a job? Crafting comes first. I never. I know. Um, so I don't know if there's anything else to say except for that I believe that I have taken care of all of the inquiries about freebies and all those things, except I'm getting ready right now to put Monique's in if I didn't already. I forget the things that I do. So anyway, just so you know, Monique's freebies for this retreat are also in her regular freebie place. So if you go in there, you're going to get like 10 million freebies, and just probably the top ones are the ones that are for the retreat. So thank you so much, Belinda. So enjoy your presentations, even if it's
Thank you.
just a Q&A presentation. They're just so fun.
I
And
think when you're a teacher, you just want to talk and share and give and explain. And it's just, yeah, it's like
yeah,
Michelle and all the others have said, you have to actually stop us from talking because we'll just all the time.
same. Same. And I also feel like I don't know about you, but I feel like, man, people probably just get so tired of hearing me talk because I'm live streaming over here and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. And I asked that before, and they're like, no, we just like to just listen and craft and whatever. And I'm like, okay. Tamar's here. Hi, Tamar.
Me, I saw her. She quickly put her video off.
Oh,
No, well,
right.
thanks everybody.
Yes. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're going to break for about an hour. You guys are welcome to stay and just chill, craft together or whatever. Ezra will be here. I'll probably be here too, just doing a couple things because believe it or not, my house is a complete disaster right now because this is all I've been doing.
And it's a lot. You've had a lot of admin and things to manage. So
Yeah.
people like me sending emails at all hours.
Oh, you know, I make a lot of mistakes. I'm just going to say that. And so it's just par for the course, really. And yeah, we're glad that you guys are all so patient with us because, goodness, this year was a rough one.
I think the thing is when you're a creative and then you're stuck with admin, it's
Yes,
it's hard. Anything admin-y is hard.
I
And
agree.
like Michelle said, she needs to, she's relying on us to give her feedback if we notice something in her Etsy thing that isn't quite right. Because you try and dot all those T's and cross those I's, and that's what happens. You get it like this, instead of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So yeah.
Right. Right. And when you're doing so many different things, like really different things, um, you know, you kind of only can do it halfway, some of that stuff. So anyway, thanks, Charlotte. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay.
See the artisan pass people tomorrow?
Yeah. Awesome. Can't
Bye.
wait.
I'm going to sign off because I need to go have dinner.
Yes. And get rest. See you
Yes.
tomorrow, Belinda. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I know, Ezra. People can come off mute now since we don't have anybody teaching or speaking and talk if you like. The lunch and learn will be here. So I'll be back in an hour to jabber on some more about things I like to do. And by that, I mean, I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of stuff that you can reclaim and use in your junk journals. And so, yeah, probably this hour, I'm going to be pulling out a bunch of stuff so I can show you what I've done. Oh, wow, Kelly. Very cool. Is it just for like vacation? I've never been to New York.
It's to go see my grandbaby and my son.
Oh, nice.
I've
Oh,
got a picture
fun.
here somewhere. I can show you a picture of her.
Yes,
if I can.
please.
She's just gorgeous. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You are not biased at all.
Not at all.
You're welcome, Darla. And does anyone have any more questions for me because I'm going to hop up. Oh, she is adorable. You know who she reminds me of? Like just right off, she reminds me. Yes, but also, but also Natalie Portman. Is it Natalie Portman? Yes.
I see that.
Yeah.
She's a hot mess, is what she is.
Aren't we all? Right. So I'm going to hop off and go try to find something good to show you guys here in it.
Sorry, Christy, I got a quick question.
Absolutely.
Where can we watch yesterday's lunch and learn?
Okay, that I don't think is going on. I think that's going into the pass. So
Okay.
it would be in the pass, and it's probably going to be a couple of days before I get that in there.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know, Michelle. The economy is making us liars when we say how much stuff is. Nice. Oh, you're not going to the city. Okay. All right. I'm going to hop off for a bit. If you have any questions, help desk at junkjournalretreat.com. I'm going to go check that email really quick and pull together some things for you guys for noon. All right. Ezra, can you stop the recording and then maybe, let's see, write yourself a note for us to start it again?